Wednesday morning. Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. I'm Kimberly D'Souza. Now, on June 28th, First Citizens launched an additional public offering, or an APO, of shares at an offer price of 50 TT per share. This follows an announcement by the government during its fiscal presentation in October 2021 that it intended to sell additional shares held in First Citizens Group Financial Holdings Limited. The government is offering 10.8 million ordinary shares, or 6.71% of its holdings in ordinary shares, for sale to the public. And here to share with us further details on the IPO is First Citizens Group Chief Executive Officer, Ms. Karen Darbasie. Ms. Darbasie, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on Now.
Good morning, Kimberly. Thank you so much for having me, and good morning to your viewers.
Well, first of all, I mean, this came as a surprise to many, although it would have been announced last year. I mean, why another sale of FCB shares?
Well, as you know, government is the majority shareholder of the bank. In 2017, they did the IPO, the initial public offering, and sold down a portion of their shares. And then another portion was sold off in 2017. This is, quite frankly, part of the government's revenue-raising measures for this financial year. The reason the shares are being sold by the shareholder is to supplement his revenues as part of his budget for this fiscal year. And therefore, the APO was launched.
Nice.
Now, Ms. Darbasie, I know that this would obviously provide an opportunity for investors to be able to grow their portfolios. But what type of investors are we targeting with this APO?
We are actually targeting all investor types in Trinidad and Tobago. The stated policy of the government is that the APO must be as widely distributed as possible. We are targeting, if you look at the prospectus, which is available online on the First Citizens website, if you look at the prospectus, the government has actually allocated as a priority 55% of the shares to be made available to individuals as a first priority. And let me say upfront, there's no minimum amount. I know Kimberly said in her introduction, thank you, Kimberly, that the shares are $50 a share. There is no minimum number of shares that you can apply for, as much or as little as your personal savings goal allows. So there's no minimum. And in fact, the minister has asked that as far as possible, any individual applying for 2,000 shares or less, that we try to ensure that that individual receives their full allocation. So his stated goal is to ensure as wide a possible distribution of the shares as possible. Individuals, companies, all entities in Trinidad and Tobago, the offer is available for your participation.
Nice. Now, Ms. Darbasie, while the offer is available, I'm reading here that the IPO was oversubscribed. So how does the bank intend to handle potential oversubscription, of course, given the success of its previous efforts?
So there is an allocation policy, Kimberly, and as I said, the first priority for allocation is to the individual category. 55% of the shares have been allocated to individuals, so that's well over 5 million shares, or almost over 250 million TT dollars worth. So first priority is to individuals, and then there is a stated policy, which is available in the prospectus, as to what percentage of the shares are available for credit unions, for pension funds and mutual funds and insurance companies. There is an allocation made available for the National Insurance Board, but the very clearly stated intent is to try and get as many individuals. And it's a really good savings opportunity. One of the points I'd like to make is if you go back and look at how the share price has performed, and this is actually a comment that was made to me by an investor maybe a week and a half ago. She said, I went into the IPO. I bought shares in 2013 at $22 a share. I then went into the first additional public offering in 2017, and I bought shares at $32 a share. And my share today is worth $50. I am really happy with how my investment has grown. And that is in addition, Kimberly, to the fact that we pay dividends And the average, if you look back at the last 5 years, on average, the average dividend that a shareholder would receive, and dividend, if I draw the analogy, a dividend is similar to interest rates on a deposit. The dividend yield, the dividend rate on the share has been just under 4%. So it's really a solid savings opportunity.
Now, Ms. Darbasie, he's saying that the savings rate is 4%, or the dividends rate, sorry. And I'm curious as to how often are these dividends paid, because people are wondering, if I invest in this, yes, back in 2013, I would have gotten my shares for $20, but does it, being priced at $50 now, what does that benefit me in my pocket? Or is it just that I'm watching my portfolio grow?
You're watching your portfolio grow. First Citizens is in growth mode. Our strategy, our stated strategy is one of growth. It's one of growth in the products that we offer. We are offering a range of new products, especially growth in digital products and alternate channels. We are growing our customer base, not just in Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago has always been our priority and is our home base, but we are growing on customers in Trinidad and Tobago and across the region. And we are also trying to grow our geographic footprint. A lot of people don't know that we are in Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, we are also in Barbados. We run a commercial bank in Barbados. And First Citizens Investment Services is also in St. Lucia and St. Vincent. And we have an office in Costa Rica. A lot of people don't know that. So it's an opportunity not just to receive dividends. And coming back to your question, dividends are paid quarterly. And when you apply for your subscription for your share, part of your application is to provide your bank account, and your dividends actually are credited directly to your bank account every quarter. So it's not just an opportunity to receive dividends. And again, the dividend yield is just under 4% on average for the last 5 years. And keeping in mind that last 5 years includes 2020 and 2021, where everyone was impacted by COVID.
Of course.
So an average dividend yield of I think it's actually 3.9% is quite good on average over the period.
Yeah.
So it's an opportunity to get your dividends, quarterly dividends, and it's an opportunity to participate in an entity, a truly Trinidad Caribbean entity that is growing, and that hopefully that you see the same kind of share price appreciation as my old investor who came in 2013 has seen.
Exactly. But tell me something, do I need to have a First Citizens bank account to be able to participate in this?
No, you need to open a brokerage account. So a brokerage account is like a bank account, except instead of putting money in the account, you put shares in the account. So you have to open a brokerage account. Opening a brokerage account is exactly the same kind of process as opening a bank account. And you can open your brokerage account with any broker within Trinidad and Tobago. And we link your bank account, and your bank account can be with any bank in Trinidad and Tobago, to the brokerage account so that you receive your dividends on a regular basis.
Nice.
Now, Ms. Darbasie, quickly, when does the sale offer end?
The offer ends next Friday, so the time is running, time to get involved and to make your decision and to participate in what we think is a real opportunity based on the sale of the shares of the government.
Right.
But the offer closes on July the 22nd, so not too late. Don't miss out. Get involved. Try to invest.
And how can viewers access the prospectus and any other additional information?
If you go on to the First Citizens Group website, actually our online banking website, it comes up. The web page has the information, and there are links that you can click to go to get the prospectus. You can click a link to make an appointment, to send an email to request an appointment to our First Citizens Brokerage and Advisory offices in Port of Spain and in San Fernando. So if you need to open a brokerage account, click on the link, send an email. You'll get an appointment to open a brokerage account. As I said, the requirements to open a brokerage account are identical to opening a bank account. We're really looking forward to as many members of the public taking advantage of this opportunity.
For joining us this morning and sharing the information and clearing up some people who may have lots of questions about it still. So I know that they're a little bit clearer now and they can head across to the website to get further information, especially as to how to open the account and get started in their investment portfolio. Thank you so much, Ms. Karen Darbasie, for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
As the Chief Executive Officer of the First Citizens Group, joining us to share a little bit about the APO. If you haven't invested yet, maybe now is your opportunity to grow your portfolio. We take a quick break and come back with more inside the Now Morning Show. Stay tuned.